Have you ever heard of a potter's field? Today, we're taking a quiet moment to talk about a part of the cemetery that many people have heard of but very few truly understand. For generations, this term has carried mystery, sadness, and a lot of misconceptions, so let's clear that up. A potter's field is simply a burial place for people who were unknown, unclaimed, or too poor to afford a formal burial. The term goes all the way back to the Bible. The priests of Jerusalem bought a piece of land from a potter using silver that Judas returned after betraying Jesus. The land had been dug up for clay, which made it unsuitable for farming, so it was turned into a burial ground for strangers and the poor. That idea spread throughout history and gave us the term we still use today. Here in the United States, almost every major city once had a potter's field. These were placed where immigrants, infants, and homeless, the sick, and sometimes entire communities of people without resources were laid to rest, not because they did anything wrong, but because no one came forward to claim them or they did not have the means for a burial place. One of the biggest in the country is Hart Island in New York, where more than 1 million people have been buried over the years. Another misconception is that Potter's Field were only for criminals. In reality, most of the people buried there lived ordinary lives. They worked hard, they struggled, and they often had no family left to speak for them. Another is that these burials were disrespectful. While the graves were simple and unmarked, they were still done with care. Cities followed burial laws and kept records, and today many families are able to locate loved ones who were buried in these places. In modern times, many countries now choose cremation for unclaimed individuals rather than creating a new potter's field, but the idea behind it still remains the same. Every person deserves a resting place and every life deserves some dignity. When we talk about these places, we're really talking about the people whose stories were never told. Remembering them is one of the reasons cemetery preservation matters so much. Until the next stone, thanks for watching.